Welcome back, everybody, to another drawing lesson with Miss Knutson. Today we are going to draw birds again, but this time we are going to do a more specific lesson about tropical birds. Today we're going to use an example in the Mona Brooks Drawing with Children book that is a montage or a collage of different types of tropical birds. Now we will use a step-by-step elements of shape lesson again from the book, and we will draw a parrot. Then you can use the illustration in the Mona Brooks Drawing with Children to practice other types of tropical birds that are on the same page as the parrot. Your end result will be either a single bird in a very beautiful jungle tropical scene, or you can draw many birds from the montage or collage of birds in Mona Brooks' book, and you can make it your own. You can place the birds wherever you wish. So now that you've gotten used to drawing with elements of shape, you can now look at a simple illustration of a bird and find those curved lines and circles and dots and angled lines and straight lines for yourself. And you can try these birds on your own without needing a step-by-step for every single one of them. Another recommendation I would make before we start with our step-by-step parrot is for you to warm up doing some simple doodles or elements of shape drawings. Now you can use some of the exercises that Mona Brooks has in her book from Drawing with Children if you want to warm up that way, some of the ones we've used for previous lessons. Or if you want to try your own Simon Says game, I'm sure that somebody could help you, whether it's your mom or another art student. You could take turns doing a Simon Says game with the elements of shape. Another thing you can do is if you happen to have any of these sort of doodle books that they have at all kinds of bookstores, they're very popular gifts for kids. These are wonderful and very fun. They've got lots of examples of ways you can use the elements of shape and doodle a little bit and warm up before you start to do a more challenging drawing. Okay, so these books have some great example. This one has a bunch of trees and it says to draw people walking through the park. Okay, so it doesn't have to be complex, it doesn't have to take a long time, but it helps warm up your mind and your fingers and even find the right kind of drawing utensil you want to use. So I recommend warming up before you start your step-by-step parrot drawing. Okay? All right, everyone, we are back and ready to start with our parrot step-by-step drawing using the elements of shape. Now Tessa warmed up using the doodle book I showed you earlier. She drew a few things, so she's ready to go. Right, Tessa? Yep. Okay, so like I said, the illustration for this parrot is in Mona Brooks Drawing with Children. It begins on page 104, and it's a step-by-step, just like the simple bird we did and Leo the lion from last time. It'll have the same concept of going step-by-step through the elements of shape to draw a parrot. But before that, you can see the montage of birds on these pages. Okay, these are on page 100 and 101, and there's two different ways they have this illustration. The first one is simplified with just the contour of the birds. The second one has got more details and has the birds on trees and little swings and all sorts of stuff. So you do not have to copy either one of these exactly when you work on your bird montage. In fact, you can just pick one of these birds for your completed drawing today and color it in and make it look awesome just by itself. You don't have to do many birds if you don't want to. But I know some of you would love to fill a tree full of different birds. You think you can handle that, sleepyhead? Yeah? Okay. So let's get started with the parrot first, and then we'll talk about this and how to use this drawing a little bit later. All right. Okay. So we're all set up to start drawing our parrot on page 104 of Drawing with Children with Mona Brooks. Now this has got the step-by-step just like the other ones. So starting at the top, we have the eye, which is the same thing we started with the other bird, which is a very good idea. Starting with the eyes on any animal is a great idea. So when you start with your other birds in your montage, remember that hint to start with the eye. It helps center the head of the animal and helps you understand where you're going to place the rest of the body of the animal. So step one, begin with the eye, and then you're going to point to the place on the page so you know where to start. Then step two, you're going to do the beak, just like the other bird drawing we started with. And then as you move to the other step, you're going to do the head, which is a curved line that goes from the top of the beak over the eye and down to where you want the body to start. For the top of the back of the head, form the throat area with a small inward curved line from the bottom of the beak. Finish it off by making scalloped curved lines across the bottom to form the first row of feathers. And there, Tessa's got her first row of feathers. Good. There we go. Let's show the camera your first row of feathers there. Oop, there we go, camera. There. Okay, so we have our head and that first row of feathers down. Okay. Now, you all can continue with the other steps, step 4, 5, 6, and then the finishing touches. Now, this is a parrot that's facing, the opposite direction from us, so we get to see the back feathers, which we all know on a parrot, they are very pretty. So I look forward to seeing how Tessa will decorate this awesome bird with all the colors that they can be. So follow this step by step in Mona Brooks Drawing with Children, page 104 and 105. And then we will talk about the bigger illustration that involves all these tropical birds in a minute. Good job, everyone, finishing up your step-by-step parrot drawing. Next, I want you to look at page 100 in your Drawing with Children book and look at the bird montage on that page. Notice how many different birds are represented. The parrot you drew step by step is at the bottom right of the montage. Now, in your book, the drawing is not very colorful, but use your imagination to see in your mind all the beautiful colors the birds are. What color are their feathers? What color are the leaves, the branches, and the flowers? Across the page from this finished bird montage is a simpler drawing of the same birds. The author of the book has simplified the birds into the elements of shape they are made out of. All of the birds have eyes that are made from circles and dots and curved lines. Their bodies are made of curved lines. Their beaks are made of angled lines. I'd like you to take some time and try to draw another one of these birds. Start with the eye and go step by step. Remind yourself of the name of each one of the elements of shape that you are drawing. Take it slow. If it seems too much right now, that's fine. Draw another parrot or 2 or 3. Fill a tree full of parrots. Then finish it with beautiful colors and surroundings. This is Tessa's finished drawing. Tessa tried to do one of the birds that was on the simplified montage on page 101. But she did feel overwhelmed by the variety of birds. So she decided to do 2 parrots from the step-by-step and to color them with different colors. Then we talked about one of the more difficult birds together, and she tried to do that step by step. I think she did a wonderful job. She gave the birds great colors, and with the bird that we went through step by step, she even gave him some wonderful crown feathers on the top of his head. Now, Tessa did find the rest of the birds too difficult. If you're feeling the same way, that's totally fine. Come back to this lesson when you feel like you're ready to try another one of the birds. But here's some close-ups of some that Tessa did. And she kept her background pretty simple as well. If you want to fill out your background with all sorts of tropical leaves and flowers, even other animals like Leo the lion, go ahead, go for it. This is your piece of artwork. You can do all sorts of awesome things. Try as many colors as you wish. That's what's wonderful about tropical birds. Next time when we get together for an art lesson, we'll draw more animals. So have a great time doing these tropical birds. Be brave, be confident in your new found skills, and we will see you next time. 'Cause in the sky